Welcome back to Delerium Wars, a city of echoes. Last week, our adventurers met in the humble tavern of the Bark and Buzzard, there in Emberwood Village, just 5 miles outside the ruined city of Drakkenheim. The four of them, all on their own journeys and adventures, but have come to the point in their lives that they've realized that they cannot go at it alone anymore. The four of them happen to just walk into the Bark and Buzzard all relatively at the same time. Few of them new here in the city. Few of them have been regulars here in Emberwood for some time. The mix of new and old has kind of attracted everyone's eye and brought them together. After some brief getting to know each other and discussions about some light goals that they have for the city and for themselves, a boisterous gnome jumping onto a table, strumming his lute with a ferocity not seen in quite some time, announcing the arrival of one Jupiter Jones. He claimed to be a Caspian, bringing honor back to the Jones house. He came up to the table, seeing the four of you as definitely the odd bunch out of the rest of the establishment, as humble as it is. And he did not take kindly to being ignored, as yes, he did kind of interrupt a conversation that you all were having, but he demanded the respect that a Caspian lord should be granted, and ended the altercation by vowing revenge on such disrespect, whatever form taken. He left under the soft serenade of a Leamington Whithalf, the gnome. But nonetheless, the conversation continued until Seraphel received a message from a new boss of his from the Amethyst Academy, one known as River. She has just gotten into town and is becoming acquainted with the agents of the Amethyst Academy and wanted to give Seraphel his first assignment, which included bringing a group of adventurers, as the city of Drakkenheim does not take kindly to solo adventurers. So the four of you, realizing that this could be a group that you all could get used to and actually travel and progress in your goals with. So you all decided to head towards the Red Lion Hotel, where, upon arrival, it was definitely a symbol of an era of decadence that once, carpeted this entire land. Even the humble Emberwood village was obviously much larger than it was now, and the gilded nature of the Red Lion Hotel is a remnant of that for sure. Your meeting with River was very productive. She, introduced herself and gave you all some healing potions and asked you all to go to Eckerman Mill and speak to an informant / another agent. Although the affiliations seem to be a little bit looser with this one than it is with Seraphel. But nonetheless, you all agreed, and Barbarossa here decided to have a little note to be sent to the room of Jupiter Jones, as he kind of asked around the town, discovering that he has been staying at the Red Lion Hotel for only just a few days now. We ended last week with you all leaving the Red Lion Hotel and going to begin your first journey as a group into the city. As I said, some of you have ventured into the outskirts just a little, but this is the first real time where facing the true dangers is a real possibility for all of you. And the city is known to not be kind to anyone, let alone young adventurers such as yourselves. But this is where we begin, outside the Red Lion Hotel in Emberwood Village. Here we are, outside the Red Lion Hotel. How would you all like to proceed?
Well, now that River has fronted us some of our money for payment, I would like to go return to Fairweather and buy a shield with that, now that I have the funds.
Easy. Papitas. So, as the group leaves the Red Lion Hotel, and, Caravan Court is in the center of the remaining Emberwood village, so passing through it is a must. Anytime going on to either side of the village. But you stop at Fairweather, trade and exports, and of course hasn't been very long at all since the last time you have spoken with him. But Orson Fairweather, the human gladiator, of course, one of the most prolific exporters of delirium outside of the Amethyst Academy. He's a very stout, heavily scarred and aged face with a leather eye patch and a mouthful of gold teeth. He almost chatters them as you come up. Ah ha ha! I knew you'd be back again. Just by the look of you, I could tell you wouldn't be able to resist my fine armories. What is it for you this time? Spear?
Well, I did have my eye on a shield that you have hanging there behind you, but I could not afford that piece as well as what I've already bought from you, but I have just come into a bit of a payday. And I would like to procure that now. How much for that shield?
You had a relative pass away? Huh? Just got the inheritance?
They're dropping like flies.
Well, in my line of work, that tends to happen as well. But, yes, he can definitely give you... Where is... So I'm looking up... There it is.
10 gold, is it?
Yes, sir.
I count out the coins from my coin purse, and I give them to him.
Amazing. He takes it and hands you the shield, and he even he goes to hand it to you, and then right before your hands kind of clasp it, he brings it back. Says, "Oh, 1 second." Spits on it and takes a little bit of his tunic and just shines it real good for you, and then kind of puts it up for you and says, "See, now you can see yourself in it." And he kind of spins it around on his palm and hands it to you.
I take the shield from him, and I look at it, and I say, "This will do, thank you," and I will leave him.
And as you leave, he goes into this tirade as how his weapons and shields will do much more than
You've got plenty of things to do, good man, and
it will do more than just do. But you all head out of the caravan court, and of course there are plenty of people screaming, selling, peddling their wares. But it quickly fades away as you head to the outskirts and towards the bridge that leads into Drakkenheim on the north side of the village. Is there any last-minute preparation that you guys would like to do in Emberwood Village before you leave and head towards Eckerman Mill?
If I see like a hand axe anywhere, I would try to take it. If there's one like in a stub or anywhere laying around.
Yeah, there definitely is. So you actually see one here on the map on the north side, just to the south of the bridge, right here. There's it's basically kind of like a mill that uses the river that flows on the north side to power it, and there's a little section, and as you guys were kind of approaching, the person working there was chopping wood, and he kind of lands the axe in the stump and wipes it away, and literally someone calls him away, and he answers, and he walks up, and he's not 10 feet. He's not about 10 feet away from you, but he's so distracted, and you just whoop, pick up the pickaxe and smooth as butter.
And then
not the pickaxe, but just the hand axe. Excuse me.
When I go to take it, I'll just coyly put a piece of silver there as we head out.
Nice. He will come back expecting an axe, but find a piece of silver. So, as the four of you begin to leave Emberwood village into Drakkenheim for the first time together.
We're still in Emberwood, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean,
outside of Emberwood.
Yes, I mean, if there's something you would like to do, or
well, what does travel look like for us?
So yes, that's what I was about to get into. So the journey between Emberwood Village and Drakkenheim is it's a decent journey. It's 5 miles, and on just an average pace, it takes roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending if there are any stops. What
time in the day is it, DM?
You left pretty early, roughly around. Actually, go ahead and roll me a d4, Ben. So, you all left around 9 o'clock in the morning. So, upon arriving to Drakkenheim, it'll be 11 in the morning, just before noon. But the road,
as we leave the outskirts of the city, I would be looking around for any snakes slithering on the ground.
So, you're looking around, and the whole landscape is pretty bare. If there are the occasional scattered tree, they're all void of any leaves. Especially as you get closer, the bark begins to become ashen, and almost like you could just peel it off. There aren't any sounds of birds, no flittering through the grass or the crunching of leaves from animals. Wherever there's not dirt but grass, it's brown and very rough and dry. The whole area is very desolate, and it's clear that if anything could survive here, it's an ordeal to survive here. Nothing survives for free here in Drakkenheim, and you're looking around and you don't see any snakes at the moment, unfortunately.
I'll keep my eyes open.
But after the 2-hour journey, nestled within a pine-covered valley, you can finally see Drakkenheim, a walled metropolis that straddles the wide and sluggish Strand River. A high rocky hill rises above the city, upon which perches Castle Draken. Below the imposing fortress, cobblestone streets weave around densely packed stone buildings and slate shingle spires. The city spills from the outer walls into the ruined urban sprawl. The great dome of St. Petruvio's Cathedral stands prominently in the southwest of the castle. At the heart of the city lies the cosmological clock tower of Market Square, and to the northwest is the inscrutable tower of the Amethyst Academy. The soaring obsidian glass building is now broken in half at the middle, but the top still hovers above in defiance of gravity. You can see the 4 bridges reaching across the Strand River like desperate limbs. One covered in massive stone statues of heroes of old, and another lurches under the weight of the ramshackle homes and other buildings constructed upon its length. You see billowing clouds of midnight purple and dusky violet mask the sky overhead, casting the city in a dismal octarine gloom. In the rare moments where the clouds part, you see stray sunbeams scornfully shine upon the city, and you come to realize there hasn't been a true, clear, sunny day in Drakkenheim in 15 years. Do you all continue your approach?
As we approach, I do. I've been being from this area. I take notes of the area and if there's anything of interest. So I've done this since as we were in transit. Many had seen me take notes of areas of interest, and as we come in, I'm just taking note of where we are at specifically in the city and looking at my notes to see if I have anything of value.
Amazing. So, as you actually come in to the city proper, the mist-shrouded countryside gives way to crumbling buildings and twisting, mud-filled streets. Entering the desolate city ruins, you pass the bloated corpse of a long dead horse. The smell of ozone can fill the air and stings your nostrils as you walk through the tattered rubble of the outer city. Once in a while you hear a barking dog, then perhaps a scream being carried on the wind. And Heryn, you would know the tradition is to kick the bloated horse on the way in for good luck, and you don't speak it as you pass, but you just give it a light whoop, tap with the side of your foot right on the nose, like you do all the time.
Why did you kick that?
Good luck, my friend.
Ah, for luck.
We need it. You should kick it too.
I walk up to kick it, and I really kick it hard. Ow! It hurt.
As you kick it really hard, Seraphel, you kind of kick it right in, like right where the rib cage kind of ends, and your foot just goes straight through the bloated, soggy flesh and straight into one of the decaying bone, just like bone on bone right onto your shin, and you can hear a slight crack as you crack the lowest rib in the horse.
Oh, wow. That's not luck. Oh.
I'll kick the horse gently as Heryn did.
You kick the horse gently, and it just, and you like it a little, like your shoe just kind of sticks a little bit as you kind of pull it off. A little bit of slime and gunk kind of got on it, but some say that's the luck.
I got luck all over my boot.
I'll bend over next to the horse and pat it on its head and take a swig out of my flask.
Nice.
You respect the city, or it will not respect you back.
Wise words from Heryn.
My respect is right here on my shoulder. My luck. Shard. And I pat my raven.
So, as you all move into the city, just barely in the outskirts, everyone go ahead and roll me a d6, please.
Ooh.
One.
As you guys begin moving through the actual city streets, what's the pace that we're moving about? Explain the level of caution that we're moving. Are you guys moving quickly at a normal leisurely pace, or are you slow, steady, taking in every single inch of every single surrounding?
I would refer that to Heryn, as he clearly has been here for and knows what he's doing, and none of the rest of us really do.
Based on the time of day, we should be moving quick. If we move quick enough, we have a chance of getting out of here before nightfall.
Oh, but I've been stuck in the academy for so long. I haven't seen the city. This is all quite new to me. Could we just move a little slower so I can get my whereabouts? And
I'm sure you will have plenty of time to practice your spells and whatnot along our way, but we must move quickly if we are going to get out by sunfall.
Okay, well, let's be on the lookout for delirium too as we're walking.
Everyone's focus.
So, you all moving through the city streets, moving fairly quickly, trying to avoid as much trouble as possible. And Heryn, you got a 1 on that roll, correct?
I did.
All right. So, as you all are moving through, about 30 minutes goes by as you all are moving. You've moved about 45-ish minutes to an hour. You guys can almost hear the moving of the flow of the Duran River off in the distance through the occasional bark, scream, or howl. And as you guys are kind of coming up this alleyway, everyone go ahead and roll me perception checks with disadvantage, please.
Oh. Oh, wow.
All right.
Next.
So, Seraphel and Heryn. I see 2 rolls.
Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I forgot to click the button.
There we go.
Yeah, I
Alright.
didn't have it set, so I just rolled
Yeah.
twice.
No worries.
Same here.
Dice rolls are
All right.
on
So,
fire tonight.
you guys are moving up through this alleyway, and it kind of takes you all a little bit by surprise as you're moving fairly quickly, and they're speaking in hushed voices, but it's very clear that something is going on. And right as you're about to kind of come around the corner, you see a flash of light. And kind of right as you guys turn the corner, you can see there's kind of 2 groups facing off. One of them is basically in just rags and very meager looking clothing, barely even holding itself together. One of them, the one kind of in the front, is clutching something underneath his tunic that's glowing this octarine color. He's got his hand out, and this symbol on his palm is kind of emblazoned, and it fades right as you guys turn the corner, and you can see one of the individuals on the other group literally kind of clutches his throat and drops to his feet and kind of slumps over on the ground, and you can just kind of see this filtering purplish golden light kind of burning on the inside of his throat. And the person clutching says, "I didn't want to do that, but I told you not to approach any closer. We're just trying to make our way to the monastery. We want no trouble. We have no valuables. Please." And then you see the person in the back, a halfling, who's very short. He's very long gray hair. He's got this bushy gray mustache to kind of go with it. He's got 2. They look like they could be identical twins, but they seem to be half orcs, kind of standing. They both have battle axes in their arms. The person who's clutching his throat, now lying on the ground dead, also had a great sword on his back. The halfling kind of steps up. "Yeah, well, you didn't have to kill the man, and now you did. So guess what? Valuables or not, we're gonna have to kill yous. All right?" And Nathaniel, you can see they're kind of looking, and he notices the 4 of you as you all kind of come around the corner. As you guys didn't really hear them or notice them until right as you guys came around the corner. But Nathaniel turns on and says, "Oh, please, we mean no harm, neither to you or to them. We just want to get to St. Selena's monastery. Please, we're humble pilgrims. That is all. I'm just escorting them. Please, help us."
What seems to be the problem here?
The halfling steps up. "Well, you sees, we was just walking along, minding our own business, when we decided to hide ourselves in the alley just in case any monsters came by, and sure enough, these people came by making some noises like monsters, and we popped out, and now this happened. They killed one of us. So if someone needs help, I reckon it's us. What do you think, boys?" And they all kind of say, "Oh, yeah, that's what happened."
Seems you've found yourselves in a situation. All of you.
Do we recognize what sect these people might be from directly?
So Heryn, yeah, you actually more than likely would recognize Nathaniel Flint. He doesn't go around the actual village of Emberwood all too often, as he lives and maintains Hendrick's Farm, a farmstead just about a 20-minute walk outside of Emberwood Village. That's now the known launching point for what's known as the Pilgrimage of the Falling Fire. And it's clear that the group that Nathaniel Flint is kind of claiming to be escorting, they are in line with the relative look of the Pilgrims of the Falling Fire. None of them typically wear any regalia, or if they are wearing symbols of their previous life, they're normally crossed out and then crudely covered up with the symbol of the Falling Fire. But nonetheless, the other group...
DM, would I recognize Nathaniel as a monk from a monastery? Would I recognize any of their religious iconography?
You definitely would have. I mean, the Followers of the Falling Fire is a new religion, only popping up within the last 10 years, but it's grown very, very quickly, already making its way across the entire realm. So this would probably be your first real encounter with them, but you would know that they are basically only active in Drakkenheim. People from all around the world travel to Drakkenheim to indoctrinate themselves in this religion. So it would definitely make sense for you to kind of put two and two together rather quickly.
Then I will address the halfling and I will say to him, "Stop right there. Make haste and go away, and leave these people be."
Leave them be? What about our friend? They killed him. And now we're just supposed to let him be?
I'm sure he deserved it. Now get. Go on, get.
Roll me an intimidation check, please. He says, deserved it? He didn't even have his weapon drawn. Look, it's still in its sheath. He wasn't doing nothing. He was probably going to walk up and offer him a piece of food. They all look hungry, don't they?
I won't ask you again, sir.
I would yell out, "You know the code."
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage. And as you kind of say that, Heryn, this other group, they're not wearing any iconography of any known faction, but they definitely, their story kind of lines up with the double sevens.
7 and 7.
With the
these rolls, my goodness.
I know.
Their description of events kind of lines
some
up.
Good ones in combat.
Oh yeah, lines up with the stereotypical ambush of Queensmen that kind of happen fairly often on the outskirts of the city. They like to pick off the vulnerable adventuring group and either hold them up for their valuables or just take them with force or not. But he says, "Code? What code? Who are you with?"
I would like to cast Sacred Flame on Alfie.
You're gonna cast Sacred Flame?
Yes.
All right.
As soon as he does that, I want to throw a dagger too.
All right. Go ahead and give me that attack roll, Barbarossa, please.
Yikes.
Sorry. That Sacred Flame is not that D8. That would be damage, or if he fails for the Sacred Flame.
It's 11, and then just to clarify, I would like to throw my hand axe.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
If it hits.
Let's see. Let me roll his dex save. Oh.
He saved.
He does save. So he literally does a barrel roll right as the sacred flame erupts, and of course the axe kind of hits right where he was standing. If he didn't have such quick reflexes, your strike would have been dead on. Everyone, go ahead and roll me initiative, please.
1.
13.
16.
Natural 1.
That is that.
2 natural 1s and initiative rolls.
Barbarossa, that was an initiative. That was an intelligence save. Can you actually give me initiative?
Oh, you're saved.
Again.
You've been saved by the dice god.
13.
13.
Much better.
Better than nothing.
All right, so
Better than 1, which is what I got.
Seraphel, you got a 16, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Seraphel, a 16. Heryn, a 13. Finn,
Yep.
an 11. Barbarossa, also a 13. So Barbarossa, Heryn, who has the higher dex out of the two of you?
I would imagine I do.
I don't know.
17?
He's a pretty roguey rogue.
Yeah, I guess 17.
I got a 15.
Okay, so Heryn will go in the 14 slot. Oh, good. So, right as Alfie does that barrel roll to jump out of the way, the two bandits, the two half-orcs with their battle axes, using their actions to dash. Sprinting up to Finnian. Obviously still not within melee range. You can see Bandit A kind of making a wide arc. Seraphel, you're up.
I look down on my shoulder and I whisper to Shard. And I cast on my hand as I touch Shard. I put a shocking grass spell on Shard, and I send Shard off. And the raven flies off my shoulder and goes forward and touches Bandit B with a shocking grasp.
Heard that.
That probably didn't hit.
An 8, yes, unfortunately. The bandit gets out of the way just in time, but is able to dodge the attack. What else have you got for us, Seraphel?
My bonus action. Yeah, I'm gonna move back a little bit so I can let some of the other guys head up.
All right.
And I'm done.
Alfie pulling out 2 hand crossbows, aiming them at Finnian. Action, bonus action. That is a miss with a 2 on the die. Bonus action attack. Pling, pling. Also a miss with a 3 on the die. So 8. You hear Alfie shout, "Take out the amethyst one first. He's gonna be trouble." Heryn, you're up.
I'm gonna kind of scoot through Barbarossa and Seraphel, saying, "Excuse me, gentlemen," and kind of like go thin between them, but move towards the bandit B for my movement.
Roger.
Yeah, and making note of this this bird quarterstaff attack.
13 does connect. That is a hit.
That's good. Feels good.
Nice.
And
Striking right into the shoulder.
Yep, and then bonus action, unarmed strike, quick fist to the jaw, real classic.
Oof. Unfortunately, he
Oh my goodness.
is able to get his wits back close enough, sees it coming, and just pats it away real fast. Anything else for us, Heryn?
No, that's it. I'll take that for now.
All right, Barbarossa, you're up. Finnian's on deck.
Okay. I dash forward towards Heryn, and I go to strike Bandit B with both daggers. First attack will be a sneak attack.
All right, love it.
And then I, just so for clarity's sake, it looks like Nick allows me to just do both my attacks with my action. So,
yes, yeah. Once per turn, you can get the pop pop.
All right, cool. All right. First attack with sneak attack.
The old 1-2.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
23 to hit.
Definite hit.
And I assume I have to roll a second one for the other attack.
Yeah, yeah. Or go ahead and roll me damage with the snake attack, because you might end him with that first attack. So
Okay.
let's get that damage first.
I need to roll another die for sneak attack.
Yeah, I believe it's 2d6, right?
1d6 at this level.
Oh, okay. What does it go up to 2? Is it 3?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Nice. So 9 damage in total.
9
Yep.
with that.
Describe his demise.
Okay. I kind of like almost fade as Heryn's like kind of approaching. I kind of fade from behind Heryn, and right over the top of Heryn's shoulder, I stab the bandit right in the neck.
Nice. It was literally like he gets hit on one shoulder by Heryn's quarterstaff, and then almost in the exact instant that he dodged Heryn's unarmed attack, he just kind of like dodged in to Barbarossa's dagger strike.
When he's like in that close proximity and he's like above me, I just kind of like put my fist out for a bump.
Nice.
Freaking Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, the black border around tokens in combat means they are dead. I just keep them on there, so in case you guys want to loot them afterwards or whatever, I know how many people are there. But anything else for us, Barbarossa?
I'll fall back, kind of like on the far side street, just on a little bit of ways, and if I'll draw my bow.
All right. And as soon as the bandit drops to the ground, you hear the other half orc say, "Oh, no, boss! They got George." Finnian, you're up.
I will look straight at Alfie and call on the light of Danshiet and cast Sacred Flame on him again.
Nice.
Oh,
16. Oh, it's a 3. I couldn't tell which one it was.
wow.
Nice. He does fail with that 8, I presume. Nice.
4 damage. And then I will use some movement to go back behind. Well, that's not my token.
That's not your token either.
I didn't move that one.
I moved
Oh.
that one, sorry.
Oh,
I didn't realize I could move my own tokens.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you have complete control of it.
And I will end my turn.
Perfect. The bandit, he, kind of stutter steps about to head towards the corpse, presumably of his brother. Says, "Screw this, boss! We got to get out of here!" And he uses his action to dash, sprinting up the street here. Seraphel, you're up.
I send Shard. I cast another Shocking Grasp on Shard, and I send him after Alfie.
What's Shard's flying speed?
50.
Okay, so Shard is about 65 feet away from the guy.
Oh, from Shard?
Yeah, you're talking about from Bandit? Or did you send it to Alfie? My fault.
To Alfie.
My fault.
Alfie.
My fault.
Yep. Yep.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
It was on an 18, and then oh well.
Unfortunately, Alfie, just like
missed.
before, gets out of the way. Anything else for Seraphel?
Seraphel's good.
All right. Alfie, he also he kind of like looks to the banner that just took off on him. You can just see him grit his teeth. Damn it! And he uses his action to dash, and he will take an opportunity attack if Shard can do that. It's 12.
Couldn't they?
Hold on.
I don't know the rules.
I would assume it could.
Yeah, I'll let you do the shocking grasp. Whatchamacallit, if you wanted to.
Is it the shocking grasp, or is it his own claw?
I'll let you do the shocking
Okay,
grasp.
all right,
I'm
okay.
fine with it.
Do what the DM lets you do.
You got it.
Nice.
All right.
There we go.
That
That's what I'm
is
talking
a
about.
hit. Go ahead and roll that damage.
All right.
Heck yeah. That is good damage. Shard gets him right in the back as he's running. But he still is able to stay standing. He is bloodied, however.
What's the shocking grasp do?
Is he taking off in an alleyway?
Yes.
So the lightning damage hits him. He cannot make an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heryn, you're up.
So I'm gonna run down this along the building, and then stop at the alley and look down to see what I can see.
Yeah.
Down that alley, because I probably couldn't see until then.
So yeah, like you look down, you can see Alfie is kind of booking it. He seems to be just beelining it straight down wherever this road leads.
I'll maybe look back real quick. Nathaniel, are you okay?
He kind of turns around. He had kind of like turned and was almost like protecting, like a shepherd would protect his flock from danger. He's kind of got them not cowering, but he's got them down low to the ground. He just kind of points. No one is hurt. Just shaken.
Shoot. I think I'll end my turn there.
All right.
I'm gonna pull out one of my daggers in my left hand.
All right, Barbarossa, you're up. Finnian's on deck.
All right. I move 30 feet towards the guy who's running.
All right.
I draw my bow far as back as possible, and I say to myself, guide me, as I fire an arrow at the running bandit.
Nice. Roll it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, definitely a hit. Heck
Is
yeah.
it technically?
Max damage.
That is max damage. A devastating hit going straight through his where it's just above his hip. It kind of like goes straight through, and it's kind of sticking one end and out the other, going through all of his nice internal organs and everything. And he's just barely hobbling along, but he's severely hurt, but still standing, just barely.
And then just because I haven't played in a while, if they're running away and their back is to me, do I have sneak attack or no?
No, you do not, unless
Okay.
you have advantage or someone is or an ally is within 5 feet of them.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Anything else for us, Barbarossa?
No, that'll be it.
All right, Finnian, you're up. Bandits on deck.
I will use all of my movement to get as close to Alfie as I can, which is right about there. And I will once again call on the power of my god to Burn him with a sacred flame.
Love it. He does get an 18 with a 13 on the die.
And then I will yell out after him, "Run, you coward! We'll see you again soon!"
At the top of the round, the bandit, again, using his action to dash. As he kind of like runs off and kind of pushes himself in to one of the buildings just off screen, or off the map, excuse me. Seraphel, you're up.
I move to here, 30 feet. And how far is Shards? 55 feet. No, he's too far. So Shard's a little too far away, so I will then invoke the power of one of my spells as my hand starts to glow and ice comes all over my hand. And I let out a ray of frost.
Heck yeah. I couldn't tell if it was a 17 or a 7 on the die. All right. A 12, unfortunately, is a miss.
I look at him, I say, "You coward!"
I already
Alfie.
told him he was a coward.
I told him again.
His action to dash. Let's see, that is 4 feet.
I was reinforcing your calling him a coward.
Halflings
Yes.
do run, don't they?
Yes, they do. I got some.
He almost rabbit-like. It's just kind of like pouncing up this rubble building where the wall is kind of collapsed in on itself, running up, and you see him jump down off the rubble, disappearing into the building.
Oh, shit.
Damn, he got away.
No, he didn't. He's in that building.
With the combatants gone currently, I will end turn order. Finnian, or sorry, not Finnian, Nathaniel. He, has his flock, however small it is. He's ever protective, and he says, "Are they gone? Have you dealt with them?"
I will run to the building where he disappeared and see if I can find another way in.
I'll walk over to Nathaniel and check on him and the other people.
So, as Finnian runs up to the building, you do see that the front door, is almost completely blown off its hinges. One of them is just barely even hanging on, but you could easily just walk into the building.
I walk in.
So you walk in and you see that there is a hole, kind of like brutally cut out into the ground itself, and it's even the stones have been removed, and has revealed the sewer below.
Can I see him down there?
No. I mean, do you stick your head down, or like?
Yes, I look. I look and see if he's at all within sight line.
So you kind of turn your head down, and you don't see him, but you do hear him right behind you. You kind of snap your head around, and you see him turning a corner to the right.
I cast Sacred Flame as I get the last glimpse of him.
This Dex. He gets a natural 1.
Oh, goodness.
Nice. He had 10 HP left, so let's see what he's got. He's running away with. Oh, dang. So yeah, you cast Sacred Flame, and you know it hit, because you could hear him kind of stumble and fall, and you actually hear the splash of water as he fell into the actual sewer water, and you can hear him kind of coughing as it disappears down the sewer.
That'll teach you, you rotten scoundrel! And I'll return to my party.
And as you kind of say that, and you're about to bring, you're just kind of like looking to see if you might poke his head around the corner once more, and you hear this weird, hissing, almost reverberating roar, as if some creature is just kind of vibrating the vocal cords in its throat. It's obviously not close, but it's close enough to where it's sound reverberating down the stone walkways. But you quickly bring your head up and return to your party nonetheless. Heryn, as you kind of see Finnian run towards the building that the halfling disappeared into, you approach Nathaniel, and he kind of stands and he's bringing everyone else up from their knees up to their feet, and he's like helping them kind of brush off any dirt, and he says, I cannot thank you enough. I do not believe I have had the honor. And he kind of sees, he like looks at Heryn, and like Heryn, you can see he's like truly, like he says, I haven't had the honor, and he kind of like grabs your hand, and he almost like just like stares deeply into your eyes, like almost as if he's searching for something. And he says, oh, it couldn't be, could it? And then he looks over to Finnian, to Seraphel, then to Barbarossa. You all have only just met, yes?
Why, yes.
How do you know?
It's... And as you all say yes, or how do you know, the other three figures that are with him all gasp and kind of crouch and get a little bit closer to each other, as if like something divine has happened right before their very eyes. And he says, well, it's been written in the prophecy. Grisha Matthias, she's... Surely you've heard of her?
Have we heard of her?
Yeah, more than likely, you've definitely... Whether or not you know the name as one of the High Flame Keepers of the Silver Order, as that's what she was for the majority of her life, or if you know her as the, the heretic cult leader that some call her now, or, perhaps you believe that she's the divine prophet sent to save us all from delirium, as the followers of the fallen fire do.
Yes, my Archmage Runeweaver has spoken of her. She's interested in delirium as we are, as the Academy is.
She is not interested. She just sees it for what it is. What is it? What it has always been.
What do you all think it is?
It is not what we think. It is what's been said, been told.
What have you been told?
Source of all divine energy. It is
interesting.
Going to be the source of our salvation. It is to be protected and relished, to be truly understood. And he kind of like looks you up and down, Seraphel. Academy will never truly know its full potential. But Lucretia Matthias, she already knows it. It is written. She does not hide information like your Academy does, or like the nobility. No. And
we study it, and we are trying to learn from it.
Yes, that is probably one of the lies that you all must tell yourselves, but that is okay. She has said that you all will be brought into the light one way or another. It is all said, and it has been seen. She touched the very crater. It showed her. This is well known. And as he begins to start speaking more and more, he almost begins to fly into a routine, as if he explains this to most people that he meets. But he seems to have a little bit of a zealous attitude towards you all, that he really, really wants you to see the way he sees things. And then he kind of goes, "You've never met Lucretia Matthias?"
I can't say I have.
I'm new in town. I haven't met anybody yet, but I believe I've heard the name. I'm a bit of a religious man myself.
Oh,
I worship the old gods.
That is okay. We do not care about who we worshipped in our past lives. All that matters is that we come under the fold of the fallen fire, that we bask in it, prepare ourselves for the salvation that is to come. But you all must come to Hendrick's farm. I am there most days, and I can provide a safe pilgrimage from there to the monastery. Meeting Lucretia Matthias is what you wish. And she has said that a group just like yourselves are going to be the ones to help us usher in this new world. And he almost giddy as he begins to talk about you all ushering in this new world.
I have heard that she is gifted with prophecy. You say she has seen a vision of us?
Why, yes, she speaks of it often. A group of 4 to resurrect the great Argonath. Ones, strangers, becoming one unit. It's a perfect microcosm of the falling fire's battle against the corrupted forces that wish to use Delerium for corrupted purposes.
DM, are these people armed?
Nope.
When I look down at that body that's next to them, that the bandits said that they killed, what wounds do I see?
So you don't see any physical wounds, but you do see almost scorch marks on the inside of his mouth and around his face. As you kind of turn the corner, you saw a golden purplish light kind of emit from from the person's eyes and mouth as he kind of dropped, clenched his throat, fell to his knees, and just kind of plopped over.
I would cast Spare the Dying on him just in case.
So you cast it, and unfortunately it has no effect as this person was killed almost instantly from whatever magic this Nathaniel Flint performed.
When we turned the corner, did I get a chance to see that magic happen?
Yeah, you all saw it.
Okay, can I do an Arcana check to see if I know what he did?
Sure.
Okay.
So, Seraphel, you aren't quite certain what spell or cantrip or
Yeah.
but you did take note of the octarine flash that is very is very well known and tied to delirium, and whatever you come to the conclusion that whatever spell or whatever thing he did was obviously aided or augmented by the power of delirium.
I suddenly, as I come to that realization, that heavy breathing, that tightness in my chest and my stomach starts to turn, and my eyes start to glow a more purplish color, and my veins on my arms start to glow purplish.
As you do that, all 3 of them almost drop to their knees and put their hands up above their heads, their hands bowed almost in a surrendering kind of nature, and say, "Oh, the prophecies are correct. The one imbued with the delirium without having to take the sacrament. Please, we are not worthy of being... Please, just tell us what you request of us, and we do not wish to impede your journey, sir."
Put the delirium in my hands.
He kind of stutters. He says, What delirium?"
I know you have it. I can sense it.
He says, "The only delirium that I carry is..." And he again clutches the thing that's in his chest, and as he does it, it kind of begins to glow, that octarine glow from underneath his tunic. He's kind of clutching it. He says, "But I cannot give it."
Show it to me.
It's inside of his body.
He's looking around. He says, and then one of the pilgrims kind of grabs his shoulder and he says, "Madam Matthias would want you to show him. She said that we must aid them. They know the way. They will guide us." And he kind of takes a deep breath. "You are right. You are wise for someone so young in their journey." And he just kind of like lifts up his tunic over his head, and you can see he has a pretty like sickly body. He doesn't eat very much. He's very skinny. His ribs you can kind of see protruding from his chest, and like where his sternum would be is this like where his right where this sternum is, is just this oblong oval. It's probably about 4 inches long, but it's this fragment of delirium that's just been like almost stabbed into his very chest, and it's kind of just embedded itself. You can kind of see like almost veins coming out of the delirium itself, breaching into the skin. That once was the open wound, and like the octarine color slowly fades, returning back to normal skin color. And as it kind of takes off his chest, he kind of almost as if like he stepped into really cold water. Like it's, he feels like he probably shouldn't be showing people this.
I think you're going to have to let this one pass, Seraphel.
I believe so. As I start to calm down and I come back to myself, you should, if you're going to be traveling, keep that a secret.
Yeah, he chuckles. Says,
Cover it up.
Well, nice. Please, just do not ask me to do that again.
No.
He shouldn't have asked you to do it in the first place, brother.
As he puts his shirt back on himself,
I felt compelled.
He mumbles himself just a silent prayer, and at the end he just says, "May the fallen fire guide me forever and always." And then he kind of, well, I cannot thank you all enough. We do not have anything to give as a reward for such valiant deeds, but...
Well, where were you headed? Why were you out here again?
We are headed to St. Selena's Monastery. These three would like to continue their pilgrimage. And if you look here on the map, number 13 is St. Selena's Monastery, where they were headed.
They have a long way to go. We could escort them on our way to Eckerman.
And, so you guys are going roughly kind of this way to the northwest. And they were literally just going to hit Champion's Way and walk up the street. And as you kind of mentioned, escorting it's although it is much appreciated, but I don't believe it to be truly necessary. We are quite close as it is.
Then it seems our paths must diverge.
But please, come to Hendrick's farm the next time you're at Emberwood Village, and I will escort you, or he kind of chuckles, maybe you can escort me, so that I can introduce you to Lucretia Matthias. I know she is most looking forward to speaking with the four of you.
Are you sure you'll be safe?
Yes, just as the falling fire brought you to protect us, it will continue to grant its protection to us. And again, he clenches his chest, so long as we remain faithful.
Barbarossa will lean in and kind of tap his tunic with his dagger and say, "What happens if we remove this from you?"
Yeah.
As you kind of tap his tunic in his chest, he literally jumps as, maybe he didn't even notice you were standing there. But he says, I am not sure, but I know my soul is bound for a greater purpose. So if that is what you all are going to do, then let's just get it over with. And you can see him getting more and more scared as he kind of gets through that sentence, but he's trying to remain faithful to what he believes.
Tell me, friend, do you remember anything about growing up?
Why, yes, of course.
Oh. I was just curious if you were resurrected with this.
No, I'm not dead.
You look dead to me.
He says it's the curse of always giving what you have to people who need it more than you. I'm not one who needs for much, and so I tend to get the last bits of the pile, which is okay. Which is my greater purpose in life. My purpose is to shepherd these souls from the farm to the monastery so that they may be brought into the fold of Lucretia Matthias. It is not a glamorous life, but it is a purposeful one. And I am happy.
Nathaniel, are any of your other party members in it? I look at the people he's with.
You asked if they're injured? You do notice on, let me go back to that map here. You know, Joseph, the one that's labeled Joseph, is actually like kind of like cradling.
Christ child?
No, but yes, no. Is like cradling Mary, and she's like holding her arm, and they've got it like kind of crudely bandaged up, and there's a little bit of a blood spot kind of on her upper left arm, right above the elbow. But other than that, they seem to be in good shape. You know, just they're very obviously not combatants.
Seems like she's just got a scratch there. I can take a look at it if you want. I am a healer.
Joseph, he says, I do appreciate it, but she should be fine. It, like you said, it was just a scratch, but we've covered it up and tried to keep it clean to prevent infection. And it is said that once you get sick here in the city, you don't get better. So we're trying to prevent that.
Well, then it appears that you folks seem to feel you don't need protection, and you seem to know where you're heading, and we have other engagements as well.
Yes, I do not believe that this is the last time that we will be seeing each other, Nathaniel says, and he kind of gathers the other three and begins kind of shuffling and ushering them down the street.
Oh, wait, real quick.
Oh, stops and turns.
Do any of you have a piece of paper?
They kind of look around, and he says, I'm sorry, I don't believe so.
I have parchment.
And I have a notebook I could rip a sheet from.
Perfect. I'm sorry. Be on your way.
Oh, you don't need us?
No, I'd rather not see you again, to be honest.
Nathaniel, he just kind of like, all of their jaws like kind of almost drop, and then they stop and they go, may the flame watch over you. And they kind of turn around and begin making their way up the street. Nathaniel Flint and the three pilgrims of the falling fire have left you guys alone in the city of Drakkenheim. How would you all like to proceed?
I'll take that berserker guy's weapon, I think.
Yeah, why don't we search the bodies?
So, as you go around searching the two bodies of the berserker and the bandit, the berserker has a great sword.
Just a mundane greatsword.
Yep.
I'll take that. And it's got a scabbard with it, or is it on his belt, or how was it just laying with him?
It was like slung on his back with like it's like very crudely kind of made. It was like a sling that he could kind of like just made with like rope that he puts around his shoulder. It just kind of hangs off his back.
I'll sling that onto my back with his homemade back scab.
Nice. Then the bandit, he has his battle axe.
I've got one of those already. Is this better than mine?
It's also just a regular battle axe.
Leave it alone.
What are they wearing?
So the berserker is the bottom, kind of like the one on the bottom left. He has like this crude wooden mask on his face, but instead of the battle axe that you see in the picture, he has a greatsword on his back. A lot of his like armor looks like to be like homemade, almost like slats of wood and leather, kind of bound together. In game terms, it's scale mail. The bandit has leather armor on. And altogether, you find 8 gold pieces.
Party loot.
Heryn,
Oh, yes, my friend.
can I have that paper now, please? Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will write Lord Jupiter Jones was here. And I will take a stake out of my inventory and I'll stake it into one of their hearts.
I'm watching you as I watch you write that. I look over and I say, that is not true.
It doesn't have to be true to make a good story, Heryn.
I see what you're doing.
So you stab it deep in, leaving Lord Jupiter Jones was here under the chest of this berserker. Roll me a perception check as you do that.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So
19.
as you stab it into his chest, it kind of like rips through a hidden pocket deep into in the armor itself, and it kind of like pops the armor up, and you can kind of see right into it. There is a little vial that's in there, and kind of like written in this like deep maroon colored ink or something. It just has the word speed written on it. And then
Do I know what it is?
it's a vial of clearish silver liquid with the word speed written on it.
I pull it out. I take a look.
And then there is also a playing card.
I twiddle it in my hand. What kind of playing card is it?
It is the Queen of Hearts. And kind of like written in that same colored ink, you see the words pins and clubs.
Do I recognize this as some sort of thieves' cant?
So it's not thieves' cant. You've just recently come back to the city, correct, Barbarossa?
Yes.
Yeah, so you you would not be familiar with this. And like the I in pins and clubs, instead of like a dot over it, it is the club symbol from like a deck of cards with like clubs, like something you would like club someone over the head with, kind of sticking out like a crown over each of the cloves.
Okay. I take the vial and the card and I hand the card to Heryn and I hand the vial to Finnian. And I go to the next body and I break open its chest cavity.
I'll slide the card into my notebook. Close it up.
I'll slip the vial in my backpack.
Heryn,
Was there a potion in here?
I don't know what it is. It just says speed on it. You can drink it now if you want.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you poured it out.
No. It's just
Oh.
sitting there. It was in his chest. I don't know why he would keep it there, but apparently that's where he stores items.
Maybe he meant to drink it at some point.
Yeah, maybe he was thirsty when he was dying and he really wanted it.
I'll slip the potion in my backpack.
You go and start splitting open the chest of the other bandit, and sure enough, you do find another secret compartment, kind of built into the bandit's clothing. You look into it. There is no potion or vial, but there is another Queen of Hearts with the Pins and Club written on it in that same deep maroon ink.
You should collect that card, Barbarossa.
What were the 2 cards?
They're both Queen of Hearts, but written on them are the words Pins and Clubs. Heryn, you would definitely know that the Pins and Clubs are a pretty prominent gang within the Queen's Men.
Okay.
I'll pocket this one. And then...
So if we find more cards, we'll be able to play cards later on our break.
With
on our rest.
queens only?
Yeah, with only Queens of Hearts.
We'll have to find the rest of the suits and all the small cards as well. That's a long search. That's a lot of killed bandits to play a game.
Well...
It's like the side quests in like open world games, like collect all 50
Like cards.
All of the series of a certain set of books in Skyrim.
Yeah, you know what? Screw the main quest. Okay, DM, we're gonna go hunt.
We're looking for cards.
For cards.
We're card collectors.
This sounds way too familiar.
Gotta catch them all.
I'm very good at cards because, in our spare time, when we weren't studying, we played cards, we played chess. I'm very well versed in those games. And dice on occasion. At the academy.
This academy that you speak of, is it that one? And I point over into the distance at the levitating spire.
That is it.
You're from there?
Yeah. My whole life I've lived there. And I've come of age to explore and find out more research in the study of Delerium.
So is that a good place for us to rest if we should need to catch some downtime while we're here in the city?
Well, I'm sure I could ask, but I don't know.
They probably wouldn't let us in.
If they would let us, but I would ask.
Just FYI, you actually probably would have never gone into the Inscrutable Tower as you were found as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And the Inscrutable Tower has been abandoned since the fall of Drakkenheim. But the main teaching, main school for the Amethyst Academy is Paradise Castle.
Yes.
In the Sky Isles.
Thank you for clarifying that.
We don't see that off in the distance, do we?
No.
No. So Paradox Castle is by the Shadow Fins on the east. Here, I'll ping it.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm quite a ways away from here, guys.
So you're not from around here either.
Well,
No.
you were just found as a infant on the outskirts of Drakkenheim in the aftermath of the falling of the star.
Yep.
Seraphel, you're farther away from here than I even come from. I come from some wooded mountains.
Forgive me.
Here in Caspia.
Forgive me, friends. My recollection of things sometimes fades in and fades out, but
You don't say.
I am from around here, but I'm from further away as well. But I am of age, and I am of age to prove myself to find more delirium and study.
How old is this of age? How old are you of age in your culture?
Well, right now I'm 18.
And you come of age when you're how old? I'm sorry. Sorry to keep begging this question.
When you become 18, you've become of age. What?
It's 13 in my culture.
13 in your culture. Ah.
But didn't you
That is when we become a man.
I see.
Finnian.
Yes.
I thought you came from a giant rock in the sky.
Oh no. I come from some wooded mountains between here and Caspia. The rock just happened to fall on my birthday, though.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I was found. Maybe you're confusing him with me. I was found near the crater.
Look, you're
Found near the crater.
Yes.
Fascinating.
I touched one.
You touched one. Everyone's obsessed with drugs and craters.
Drugs and craters.
It's a good band name.
Yeah, that's a good band name.
This is a great name for a rock group or a punk group.
Punk.
We are drugs and craters.
But there, we should continue our journey.
How much time has passed since?
You guys have only that whole altercation probably only took roughly 30 minutes or so.
Nice.
Yeah, it's still not even noon.
And we're headed for the ferry.
Yes, so yeah, the only safe way to cross the Duran River within the city is at Styx's Ferry.
Doesn't seem too far off.
No, it is not.
Let's get to walking.
So, as you all begin moving your way through the city, you can see the landscape, the buildings, the barren trees, the dead shrubs that still seem to stay upright and not decay. Even the bodies left there to rot. You can see, and Heryn, you would know this, that bodies in Drakkenheim do not rot and decay away like they normally would. They, for whatever reason, the haze, the delirium, this city is keeping all of these bodies, these creatures preserved. And the only way that these bodies are taken away, and the only reason why the streets aren't completely just littered with the bodies of dead adventurers, is because the monsters and the beasts of the city itself devour and almost clean the streets like the street sweepers would before the fall. But you can just see how the very landscape, the buildings, the city itself has been morphed by the horrific effects of the star hitting and destroying the city. But
as we move, are we in or around any haze?
Oh, so the haze is always in the city.
I just meant the levels.
The levels, like what do you mean?
Is it heavier or?
Oh, so
in
it's
area?
Not. It's definitely in the area. I mean, right now it's relatively clear for terms of Drakkenheim. On a bad day, you can see about 60 feet in front of you before your vision starts to become obscured. But currently, you can see about 150 feet in front of you before the haze begins to obscure and becomes just too thick. But Heryn, you know that there are certain areas in the city, like the crater, Castle Draken, a few other places that have dense, thick haze that's almost tangible to the very touch.
Well, I would check my notes to see where we're at. Again, I've kept detailed notes of areas that I've been before to see if there's anything that would serve us at this time.
So, you guys are making your way through.
As we make our way through, I call back Shard on my shoulder, and I'm gonna send him up above the scan above us.
Perfect. So, Heryn, roll me a perception check with advantage, please. As you guys are about to come up on Styx's Ferry. Nice. So, as before, you guys are moving at a fairly quick pace, trying to make good time, getting to Eckerman Mill. You almost don't notice it as you kind of fly by, but you stop and you remember there's actually, the hooded lanterns, they say they don't, but they like to keep a little cache of supplies by Styx's Ferry, just in case any of the lanterns need it coming and going from the ferry. Would you like to stop and see if it's been recently supplied?
Yeah, I would mention it to the group as we travel. that I know where this is.
I say before we approach, I'd like to see what Shard sees ahead of us. As I have that
a bird's eye view.
Bird's eye view, yes. As I have that telepathic bond with my familiar.
Roll me a perception check. Nice. So, Shard circling around up top, gaining some reconnaissance, and at least at the moment, Shard doesn't really see anything. I mean, the closest thing that Shard sees is probably about 5 or 6 blocks to the northeast, kind of a little bit closer to the actual base of the wall. She just sees like a couple of dregs just kind of moving their way through the streets, searching for anything and everything to devour, but nothing that can get within you all, quickly, at least currently at the moment.
I ask Shard, I ask her to circle near the cache. Is there anything waiting to surprise us near that cache of
So you guys are already pretty much, you guys are like right outside the building, I presume, of the cache.
Okay.
So yeah, still the area seems to be fairly clear, and granted, Shard can't see in the buildings. You guys are in this is probably where the city starts to become densely packed with buildings, so there are lots of possible potential ambush spots around you, as there always is in an urban sprawl, but nothing moving through the streets towards you all.
Okay. I tell Shard to come back. She lands on my shoulder.
So, how would you all like to proceed?
Before we check this cache, let's have somebody keep watch outside as we move in to make sure we are not ambushed coming in.
So,
All right.
you staying out?
I'll stay out. Oh, you want to stay out?
No, I'll go. You stay.
Okay, I'll stay. Okay, I'll keep an eye out.
So,
we should be quick.
Heryn, Finnian, and Barbarossa make their way into the building. It's a small, ramshackle, building. The clues that would kind of lead you to discern what this building would have been used for before the fall of all, but been completely wiped away. There's just ruined furniture. This may have been a storefront, as there is like a counter towards the back, but other than that, nothing really remains. But Heryn leads the group of you back, and behind the counter, Heryn does have to kind of like looking for a false bottom just under beneath the ground, and finally finds the board and kind of pops up, and sure enough, there's just a bag that seems to be full of something.
Reach inside cautiously.
So you unzip the bag and slowly kind of open it. Roll me a d6. So you zip, and you guys are all kind of like holding your breath as they're looking over your shoulder, like, is something gonna happen? But you get it all the way, open up the bag, and sure enough, there seems to be a decent amount of things. As you start to rummage through, you find a piece of parchment paper that's like all tied up and is like closed with a wax seal.
I hand it over to Barbarossa. Because I'm going to pull out more items, I'm sure.
You also find 2 potions of healing.
I would toss them over to Finnian.
I'll stick those in the party loot.
2 things of thieves' tools.
I would just look at Barbarossa.
I'll just nod at you.
Sure.
And then a scroll of ice knife.
And I pull that out. I think I know who will be good for.
Can I open the parchment with the seal?
Yes,
Actually, before I do that,
And I'm gonna take that
do
bag
I
real
notice
quick.
any arcane traps on it or anything like untoward about it?
Are you specifically looking for magical traps or physical traps?
I am looking for magical or religious traps.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check then.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm going to put the bag back under and secure the cache space.
Okay. So Heryn puts it back and makes it look like it was never even touched to begin with. Barbarossa, you're looking at it, and there don't seem to be any magical runes, it just seems to be a relatively old piece of parchment, freshly sealed with a dollop of wax.
Freshly sealed?
It seems like you can tell that the parchment itself is much older than the actual wax seal. Like the wax seal is still bright, vibrant with color. It hasn't been, faded with time. It's still very how when wax gets really, really old, it just kind of begins to sag and just kind of lose its actual firmness.
Yeah.
This wax is still really hard. There's no softness to it. But yeah, you can just tell that the paper itself, you can't tell that it's been sealed today or yesterday, but the seal is relatively fresh.
Okay. I set it on the counter and I walk away from it.
Heryn, who are we stealing this from?
Well, I'm sure you are aware of the Hooded Lanterns.
I've never heard of them.
Well, I'm sure dipping into this cache we might learn more later. I'm sure somebody will notice. Can't imagine that this is going to go completely unseen, but we must.
If it's just for whoever needs it, that's us.
Intention is for the Hooded Lanterns, so
maybe they won't mind if we borrow this stuff for now. I think it might come in handy for us.
Which is why I put it away, at least tidy enough where maybe they would assume it was one of their own.
Are we all aware of what the Hooded Lanterns are? Or no?
So I would imagine that you all have a rudimentary knowledge of the 5 factions operating within the city, so the Hooded Lanterns, the Amethyst Academy.
If you spent time here, you would,
So the Hooded Lanterns, they have a small regiment that keeps watch over Emberwood Village via the watchtower there. So I'll bring up the map real fast. The watchtower is to the right of the bridge that you all crossed.
Okay.
Right here. So they have roughly 15 to 20 people there all the time, just kind of keeping an eye on Emberwood, making sure nothing crazy is going on, being a pseudo police force for the village. But other than that, it's not really.
Okay.
Barbarossa probably wouldn't know what more about their goals or anything like that.
All right.
Well, I consider it a loan, and maybe someday we can repay these guys for the items we took.
I'll open the parchment then, if I know them.
We do what we must.
DM, while they're inside doing their thing, I'm doing my thing, and I'm scanning, looking around. I actually send Shard back up in the air to see if anybody's coming.
So, roll me a d6, please, Seraphel.
The one.
A one.
So, this is all going on roughly right around here on the map. So, you guys are just a couple minutes walk to Styx's ferry. Shard is very easily able to see it from its bird's eye view, and you do notice that Styx's ferry, or Styx, has just dropped off a group of individuals. There's about 5 of them that got off the boat. They seem to be fairly well armed. They aren't like necessarily aggressively heading right in your direction, but they are heading east, which very well could bring them within your path.
I duck my head in underneath the doorway. It's a gentleman.
Oh yeah, because you're freaking 7 feet tall.
7 feet tall, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot.
There's company arriving, possibly a few minutes. I think we should make haste.
I quickly etch Jupiter Jones under the table before
Roll me a sleight of hand check to see if you can do it quick enough.
Yeah, and I'm kind of rushing us out as
nice.
We move.
Yeah, Barbarossa, you it's like, have you, like, if you've seen Alien, right? Like at the very beginning, whenever the android's doing the 5-finger thing, they're
the hand motion.
you're like your hand is going that fast, etching Jupiter Jones's name into the counter, trying to get it done, and it comes out pretty well. It definitely reads Jupiter Jones was here. It's very you're leaving a very obvious trail for someone to follow.
Perfect.
Very convincing.
All right, I say we.
A nod in approval.
So, you all leave, or you guys are leaving the building?
Yeah, as I walk out, I would hand Seraphel the scroll as I'm walking up to him.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
So, as you all leave, making your way towards Styx's ferry, I imagine you have Shard keeping an eye on this other group, kind of redirecting you all. But nonetheless, you are able to make it to Styx's ferry without running into this other group of individuals. But
when we look over there, what is there anything that we can tell from from what we can see from the distance, like in this group?
So you all necessarily wouldn't be able to see it, as there's blocks and streets in the way, but Shard would be able to see them. They definitely seem to be, like I said, pretty well armed. There's 5 of them. They're all medium-sized creatures. Shard can almost immediately tell that one of them is probably a tiefling, as they have a tail kind of sprouting out the back of them. But other than that, they seem to be making their way pretty quickly towards the southeast. Maybe they're heading towards Emberwood Village. Or are you looking for something a little bit more specific?
Are we going to cross paths with them?
No,
I think we're being led away from them.
Yeah, so they're going in a different direction.
So yeah, Shard has been kind of like saying, like they're here, you need to go this way. They're over here, you need to go that way.
Sure.
And you guys kind of crossed each other's paths pretty quickly, as, like I said, you were only a few minutes, just a few blocks from Styx's ferry.
And did
I will lead Seraphel by the hand while we look through Shard's eyes, as he cannot see with his own.
Yes, of course. I definitely assumed one of you guys were helping him. What were you about to ask, Heryn? Do they see you at all?
Yeah, were they like we detected them, but did they detect us?
So, Seraphel, go ahead and give me a perception check for Shard. So, Shard noticed multiple times that, they obviously had their eyes on the sky, but there wasn't a noticeable, the group didn't stop, point up at Shard, and then keep going. There was no noticeable moment of, oh, we noticed them, but there was also, it was very obvious that they had their eyes on the sky. So maybe they saw Shard, and Heryn would definitely know that birds are a pretty rare thing. Like, you don't really just see birds flying in the sky. So if you see a bird, it's probably been sent there by something or someone. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but on your way in, there was really no sign. Yeah, there was really no sign of wildlife, no birds. I mean, there really aren't any trees for them to nest in to begin with.
They'll build a nest in any old fucking thing.
True. Yes, I know, but nonetheless.
I know better than most. I live in this.
So.
Maybe you better call that thing back.
I asked Shard to come back. But oh no, Finnian, would it lead them to us?
Possibly.
If it comes back.
Have it fly off in another direction, lead them away.
I get back into my head and I tell Shard, go another way. And then come back to us, but go a roundabout way. Don't come direct.
If the bird
flies
over the Dran River somewhere where there is no way to cross, they'll not be able to follow.
That's a pretty cool ability.
Yes.
Can you make it speak?
It speaks to me.
No, can it speak to other people?
It can say a short word when it wants to.
Well, there's two words I really wanted to say.
What would you like it to say, brother?
Well, if it could fly over their heads and yell Jupiter Jones, we'd be scot-free.
I can try.
So we pin every one of our crimes on him.
Crimes, you say? Who's committing crimes?
We should build up his legend.
The legend of Jupiter Jones.
I see.
How far away is the ferry, Heryn?
It should just be very close, just nearby, right up there, actually.
So not too far.
Yes, we're within moments away from the ferry. We should move quick because every hour passing,
Let's hurry over there then.
As we get close to the city walls, it gets that much more dangerous.
I'm sorry, Barbarossa. Did you read that scroll that we found in the cache? What did it say?
I have yet to open it.
You do have it though, don't you?
I do.
You brought it with?
Yes, but
good.
It could be some useful intel about these hooded lantern fellows.
True. It could be.
There are 5 of them, gentlemen, and I don't think we want to tangle with them. They look very well equipped.
I believe that they have moved on down the path and are no longer a threat, but
maybe they are disinterested in us.
You said they were trying to make for pretty quickly towards the other way, so maybe they let the bird go without any investigation.
Well, then maybe we should try to make it to the boat as fast as we can.
Yes, let's hurry.
Yes, we must move quick.
So, you all quickly make your way to Styx's Ferry. Like I said before, it's a quick jog. It's just barely noon as you all have hit Styx's Ferry, being in the city roughly for an hour. You can see Styx. He's this cloaked figure. As you all kind of approach, his skin is gray and taut up against his bones. There's barely any fat or any muscle. His wispy hair is all silvered and It almost looks like it's slowly falling out one hair at a time. His eyes are now just silver, milky orbs. His hand is basically just bone. His skin so tight and leathery, it's almost like it's been vacuum sealed against his very bones. And he just kind of lifts up his hand and slowly kind of lifts up his head, and you can see just barely underneath his cloak, and you just hear payment.
I'll give him 5 coppers.
You place the coppers on his palm, and he just ting, 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 drops them onto the bottom of his boat, slowly replaces his palm. Payment.
I'll drop 5 more copper on his.
So,
hand.
each of you repeat.
Yeah, we each repeat.
So, yes, it's each person needs to put something in his hand, you notice. And each person repeats the process. Heryn, you would know that there's no set. You could put any amount of of coin in his hand, and Styx will take the coin and just drop it on the bottom of his boat, and no one really knows what happens if you try and pick it back up again. But nonetheless, he lets the 4 of you on board his ferry, and he just uses the oar and slowly pushes off, and begins the 30-minute traversal from one bank of the Duran River to the other. As you guys are sitting there on the ferry, go ahead and give me Constitution saving throws against contamination, please.
As we cross, I do. I've reached into my pouch on the side here. I do pull out my portioned bread from the Augsburg establishment.
Nice, from the Barker Buzzard. Love it. So
Breaking your fast already, my friend.
Oh, maybe
It's
you're
structured.
or does water make you sick? Boat rides.
The city makes me sick.
Well, obviously. It makes us seems to be making us all sick.
Seraphel, as you ask him if the water makes him sick, time almost kind of slows down. As you can see, I don't know if you've been on many lakes or rivers, but just the way that mist just kind of rolls off of the water, you can see the haze doing the same with the Duran, and it's just kind of slowly billowing towards you, and it at times seems to slow down as you just normally take a breath, ask if the water is making him sick, and you can just feel the mist, the micro bits of delirium filtering through your nostrils, clinging to your nose hairs, and it's a familiar feeling, as you yourself are more attuned to delirium than the normal person. But being this close, this overwhelmed by it, it's almost as if your body is being overloaded with it. You start to feel a little sick to your stomach. The color drops out of your face and then quickly comes back. You get cold, and then you get really hot. Then you finally equalize, and you get a little bit of a little bit of dizziness, and a little bit of vertigo, and you can't tell if it's the Duran River, and it almost have happened within a second. But for you, the time slowed. All these things kind of happened and snowballed, and eventually you just kind of everyone sees Seraphel just kind of but hunch his shoulders, and almost as if a weight was kind of placed around his neck and dropped, and just and he finally stands back up straight, and you can hear all of his vertebrae cracking as he straightens up.
I'll run over to him and examine him medically.
Seraphel, you do have 1 level of contamination with that 8. Finnian, roll me a medicine check. So you run over your normal like field medicine checklist. You're running through everything, and he seems to be perfectly fine. Maybe he's just maybe the water's making him sick.
I chalk it up to that. Since he asked about seasickness, I think that he probably has it himself, and I let it go.
And you all just kind of hear just like a just like it's almost like a cough, but you realize that Styx is laughing at Seraphel.
What are you laughing at, old man?
He just completely ignores you. He just like, you all are sitting in front of him, and he just sits in the back of his boat, stares blankly. The only time his expression changed was when Seraphel dropped him, and his mouth literally just went, That was it.
How far across the river are we?
You guys, when that happens, you guys are about halfway. And, unless there's anything you guys want to talk about or discuss before you get to the other bank.
At some point in that exchange, I look over at Barbarossa and kind of lock eyes, but then I gesture and gesture towards his feet and the pile of coin that's down there, and shrug my shoulders.
As I'm sitting on this little ferry, I look up at you and smile, and I say, I am no thief, Heryn.
You look like one.
Thank you.
Thank you, he says. So, the ride is pretty uneventful. You all hit the other bank of the Duran River. Go ahead and roll me perception checks, please. So everyone would kind of, you hear it kind of echoing off the rooftops first. They are melodic screeches, almost. It's almost as if, like, within this horrific, hellish screech, there is some sort of soothing melody to it, and it all kind of makes you all snap towards the, So y'all are here, number 8, and you all snap your heads towards the wall. It's still a decent ways away. You guys aren't necessarily worried about being spotted by this, but you see 5 figures. 4 of them are like making a cube around the figure in the center, kind of take off from the wall, begin making their way into the inner city, screeching this melody.
Is it pleasant to listen to?
Not at all. It's like as if like a train horn was like being kind of like turned up and down in pitch. Like it's this multi-tonal screech that's very clearly like, it's almost as if like if it's not targeting you, then this is what you hear. Maybe it's like a deterrence to keep things away. You're not quite sure.
I'm glad we're not over there.
Would I recognize the sound?
Yeah, roll me a insight check, please, with advantage. So it reminds you of a rumor that you've heard, and that a group or a herd, a pride, you're not quite sure what to call them, but a group of harpies has taken over the upper levels of the clock tower, number 12 on the map. And these adventurers have said that they like to come around the outskirts of the walls and pick off adventurers that use the outskirts or use the walls as like cover.
I believe we should stay clear of the city walls, or keep our distance at any rate.
Interesting that the harpies would be that far away from the clock tower.
Seems they're keeping a wide perimeter.
Don't think we should go north just now.
It seems like if we were smart, we would have stayed away from the city altogether. But we're here.
I believe if we keep west, then we should be able to avoid the walls.
Heryn, if we go west, how far till we hit the city limit?
Well, we should try to stay on roads to keep our pace, but the further we stay away from the walls, I believe it's going to be in our best interest. We do not want to alert these harpies.
Let's go west for a while then, and then turn north.
Yeah, right now you guys are pretty much still right out the banks of the
right on
Durand
number
River.
8, right?
Yeah, still. So I mean, if you guys are trying to like make your way out of the city and then go up to Eckerman, you guys can do that.
That's my proposal to the party.
It would.
I agree.
It will take probably like 40 minutes to an hour longer, just because you're heading west instead of making your like way that way. But it would be much safer. You know, you're not going through the city.
Yeah, my goal was at least to get.
Like, are you trying to get outside of the haze? Because the haze goes for about 2 miles outside the city.
As long as if we get to at least the road to Eckerman Mill, you know.
For sure, yeah, you definitely would.
In that time, then yeah.
All right, so the plan is to head outside of the 2 mile perimeter of the city, or like the haze, or you're just like getting out of the outskirts, staying with
just surround just to skirt around the outside.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
just not to alert the harpies. I would describe what I know about the rumors of the harpies.
Okay, so yeah, that won't add as much time as I was thinking. I was thinking you guys were heading out.
I'm not intending that we leave the city.
Roger.
But not get too close to the walls at this point.
So
we'll just strafe. That's what we'll do.
Gotcha. So by the time you guys hit the actual banks of the Durand River on the western side, it's roughly about 12:30. You all head out west, just outside the outskirts of the city, basically just kind of skirting your way along, just taking cover in the Cairn Hills, making your way north towards Eckerman Mill. By the time, unless there's anything you guys want to do along the way,
I'll look for snakes.
Okay, so again, especially within the 2 miles where the haze is, it's gonna be difficult for you to find a non-contaminated snake for sure.
Doesn't need to be contaminated or not, just any snake will do.
Roll me a d6. Let's see what the dice gods have to say about this little quest of yours. Oh, so
critical.
You are, looking around, and just as you're about to kind of give up on your little search to, stop distracting yourself along your way, you hear almost like a Finnian, come here, and like a hissed whisper. Your head turns around, and sure enough, coiled kind of underneath some rocks, you can just barely make out the yellowish glow of its eyes. You can see a snake.
I will pull out a morsel of food and make friends with it.
Nice. Roll me an animal handling check with advantage, please.
Oh, I have the spell of animal friendship always prepared that I can cast at will, but it only works on snakes. It's a Rachel feature. And the material component for that is a morsel of food.
Oh, okay. I see.
So I instantly make friends with it.
Love it. Yeah. The snake, as you were approaching, you noticed it was very, coiled, tensed, ready to defend its home and strike if need be. But the moment it sees its food and you cast the spell, it relaxes and uncoils and literally just kind of, coils itself up around your arm.
I'll rejoin the party.
Nice. So yeah, you can, as you guys see, Finnian's got this snake coiled from wrist to shoulder. Its head is just kind of poking out from underneath its ear.
Can I tell if it's contaminated?
Roll me a perception check.
Perception.
You have no clue. Just as with Seraphel, he seems completely fine.
Alrighty. I'm not a very good healer, am I? Maybe I should have bought one of those medicine kits. I'll have to get one next time we go back to Emberwood Village.
So, as you all make your way to Eckerman Mill, it's about 2 in the afternoon.
Eckerman Mill.
Oh god, this place is a dump.
You can see Eckerman Mill is a dilapidated windmill that rests atop a lonely hill just northwest of Drakkenheim. Its stone base is covered in moss and ivory, and rotting wooden walls are riddled with holes. The entire structure creaks in the wind. The windmill blades still spin softly in the breeze, but the machinery seems to be damaged beyond repair. And it's well known that the millstone no longer turns, sitting shattered on the floor. Scattered about the grounds of the mills are leftovers from countless expeditions. You see a well-used bonfire pit surrounded by a few well-worn logs for seating, and several tattered tents are set up beside the mill. Abandoned here are a few bedrolls, battered cookware, a rusty chopping axe, and a waterlogged stack of firewood. How would you all like to proceed?
Are there any signs of tracks?
Pretty much all over.
Anything fresh?
Roll me an investigation check. So, you see that the freshest tracks that you can find around you lead you into this building right here.
Any windows that aren't boarded up on that building?
There aren't.
Any cracks on that building? I can look through.
So you kind of walk around, and you do actually see a little crack right here.
Okay. I kind of give the party a stop here sign, and I look through the crack and see if I can find anything.
Yeah, you're kind of looking through the crack, and you can see the door. There's just a bunch of debris, rotting wood, scraps of rope, cloth, all about the floor, but you don't hear anything necessarily. And you also don't see anyone or anything that seems to be alive.
Is the crack big enough to throw something through?
Not like an axe. But
Okay.
you'd be able to slip you wouldn't you probably wouldn't be able to throw a dagger through it, but you would be able to you'd be able to slip a dagger through it.
Okay, I take some ball bearings out and I just like pass 10 of them through the crack to see if anything moves.
So you start, blink, blink, and each ball bearing click, 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 clink, click, 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 kind of hits the ground and then bounces and begins rolling. And you do kind of hear like you can't see where it's coming from just because of the way the crack is kind of facing. It kind of funnels your vision towards the door. But you do hear like things shifting and perhaps furniture being moved over in this direction, like just to the right, almost like just outside of your cone of field of view.
Okay. I kind of beckon the party over and I tell them what I hear.
Are we in a... Do we know that there's a treaty at Eckerman Mill, DM?
Heryn would definitely know that. Most people consider this to be a safe space, and there are very few places in Drakkenheim that an adventurer can actually relax and get a good night's sleep outside of the mists of Drakkenheim. And so there's no like formal like truce for Eckerman Mill, but it's known that it's heavily frowned upon to like openly like poach people at Eckerman Mill. Most people are at Eckerman Mill to rest or are in the middle of an expedition and need to resupply, or like people use Eckerman Mill as neutral ground for meetings. It's not very often that you hear of fights breaking out at Eckerman Mill.
Does it look like there was a fight inside of that room, though?
I mean, like, in normal circumstances, yes, because the whole room is tossed, destroyed, there's debris everywhere, but almost every room in Drakkenheim looks this way, so it's not all out of place.
Okay.
Like, if this were a normal city, yeah, the interior of this room would be highly suspicious.
Seraphel.
Yes.
Do you have anything that can alert the people inside to come out?
Well...
do you know...
I could...
Seraphel, remind me, did the wizard tell us who the contact was or what they looked like? Or is that some information that she gave to you? We're here to meet a contact, no?
Right, yes. We're here to meet...
The only information that she gave you all, which you all didn't inquire further, she just said that you all would know her when you saw her.
But so far we haven't seen anyone.
I could cast a spell through this hole in the wall.
Fireball.
Maybe it...
I mean, I could burn down the building too.
That would alert them.
Maybe something that would scare them out of the building.
Fireball's pretty scary.
I'll go up to the door on this building they're looking at and knock.
So he'll go on the left side to knock, and then I'll look through the crack.
So, Finnian knocks, and Barbarossa, you a few seconds goes by, and you can almost hear you're like, is that whispering? You're not quite sure, and then you hear as the furniture and items that you heard being moved before being moved again, and then a door open, and you see this very large, burly man, bald. He's literally just wearing like a very thick leather vest, like with a fur hood, almost. Kind of approach the door, and he kind of puts his back up against the building to the side of the door and says, "We don't want no trouble. We're just sleeping. What is it you need? We heard you dropping in those ball bearings. What is this? Some kind of prank? Trying to scare us?"
I apologize for disturbing your slumber, sir. We are only looking for a contact of ours, and we weren't sure which building they were in.
There's no contact here.
Thank you. I'll be on my way. Apologies again.
You just hear like a, yeah, what's up?
I was going to say, I was double around the building looking for any other point I can look through.
Yes, so you do actually find another little crack in the building right there. You can see there are two other individuals sitting there. The one labeled Trevor, he's kind of like curled up, almost in the fetal position, just kind of like shivering with his eyes closed, sweating profusely. And the one labeled Perla, she's got this like braided mohawk that goes down almost to her mid-back, and like multiple, she's got like 2 axes on her back and a bandolier of knives over her chest and a belt full of other just like objects to be weaponized. But she's just kind of sitting with her back up against the wall, and her eyes are completely shut, and she's just head completely slumped.
Oh. Okay.
Finnian, you just hear a grunt of just like a ugh, and heavy footsteps walking away. And Barbarossa, just a couple seconds after that, you see this the figure labeled Bruce kind of walk back in and take a handkerchief out of his vest and kind of dab the forehead of Trevor, and then walk over to Perla and, almost like clasping her face, and you just kind of like, if her eyes were open, he was looking into her eyes, and then you just see him drops her head and then goes and literally just pulls up this chair and sits at this table, and he's just like got his head in his hands.
Okay. Anybody care to try for door number 2?
Heryn would see Finnian over there, and I've been looking at the cemetery or the graveyard that's across the way ever since they've been interacting. I could tell they had it under control.
So yes, you're looking, and there are dozens of crudely made headstones, and not only that, but you can see names scribbled all around the base of the mill itself, and it's a lot of them seem to be like teams, like groups of adventurers, and their names are all there, kind of cluttered together, and most of them are completely scratched out, and you can actually see a couple of corresponding scratched out names, 2 tombstones, and there are a couple of teams or adventurers that are completely scratched out. It's very clear that people are wishing to be remembered and put their names up, saying, we dared to enter the city of Drakkenheim, and it's almost like a monument to to both the living and the dead that the city has consumed.
Noticing that, Finnian's going to walk over and look around at some of the names.
Finnian, you kind of look around, and most of them are just everyday names. You know, you see Harry, Theodore, Marcus.
What are some of the team names that I might notice?
So most of the teams aren't like necessarily named. They just have like it's a bunch of people's names like closely bracketed together that, you know, kind of say like, oh, these people all put their names together. You know, most of them are like groups of 3, groups of 4 or 5. There are a couple that you can tell the group put some effort into writing down their legacy. You do see one that it's like have you ever seen those pictograms where it's like the names and letters are all like different ways and such, and they're all different sizes?
Hell yeah.
So like each name is a different size. There's 5 of them, and the largest one is Honeygrin, and it's right in the center, and each of the other names are like all like kind of going around in almost like a smile like type of like name, making like a smile with teeth over the name Honeygrin, and almost like written in a circle around it, you see the word amethyst knife.
What are some of the other names I see in that circle around Honeygrin?
Around Honeygrin?
Yeah.
You see Lyrissa, Trayvon, one second.
I will find a piece of charcoal or something from one of the discarded campfires that must be. I see them in the.
For sure, yeah.
In the graphic, I'll pick up a piece of charcoal and I'll write our 4 names on the mill as well.
Nice. So, with all around the amethyst knife, or around Harlow Honeygrin, it's like you see the word Honeygrin. Excuse me, you don't see the name Harlow. That's a spoiler. Spoilers. You see Honeygrin in like the shape of a grin, right? Mm-hmm. And then each name kind of denotes almost like a tooth would, or like if it was upside down, it'd be like a ray of sunshine. But you see Juktar, Livessa, Trayvon, and Vic.
I'll keep a mental note of those names and
so
write our own.
You write the names. Finnian, Barbarossa, Heryn, Seraphel. Do you denotate the group with a name?
No, I just write the 4 names in a nice calligraphic script.
Nice. Love it. And as you go ahead and put your token kind of where at on the mill do you do it? Go ahead and put like your token where. Nice. All right. So, just off to the side of the main door, pretty close to Honeygrin's. You know, his little. It's like pretty large. It's literally like right to the left of the door. You can tell he almost like he wrote over a few names of adventuring groups himself, and sure enough, you write the 4 names there, and right as you kind of finish, the door to the mill opens up, and out pops a little blue-haired gnome-looking figure. She's draped in purple amethyst academy robe. She's a giant spell book kind of draped around her like a duffel bag would. Multiple scrolls just kind of like popping and filling out of all of her robes and accoutrements. She pokes her head out and looks around and kind of sees Seraphel across the way and says, "About gosh darn time, I've been waiting here for quite some time. River told me you guys would be on your way post haste. What has taken you so gosh darn long? You know this city runs on a schedule, and a schedule must
Fellows,
be kept."
I think this is her.
And with that, I think that is a good spot for us to end